Hello viewers, I'm Swati Kundra. Let's begin the show with the recently concluded 6th Ministerial Conference on Heart of Asia, Istanbul process of Afghanistan, which adopted a declaration to address terrorism and enhance regional economic cooperation. The meet was attended by delegates from over 30 countries in India's Amritsar city. We have a report.
Countering terrorism to create stability in war-ravaged Afghanistan was the core focus of the conference, attended by delegates from 31 countries and 12 international organizations. The Amritsar Declaration recognized terrorism as the biggest threat to peace and security and demanded immediate end to all forms of terrorism and financial support and safe havens providing sanctuaries to terror groups. The Heart of Asia Conference expressed concern over violence caused in Afghanistan and the region by terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda, Daesh, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Haqqani Network. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani came down heavily on Pakistan and accused it of launching an undeclared war on its country by covertly supporting several terror networks, including the Taliban.
Despite our intense engagement with Pakistan on bilateral and multilateral basis, the undeclared war, the name that I give to the phenomena in winter of 2014, not only has not abated, but also intensified during 2016, with special intensity right after the Brussels conference. The response of the states has been fragmented. And some still provide sanctuary in support or tolerate these networks. As Mr. Kakazada, one of the key figures in the Taliban movement, recently said, if they did not have sanctuary in Pakistan, they would not last a month.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for resolute action not just against forces of terrorism but also against those who support, shelter, train and finance them.
Terrorism externally induce instability pose the gravest threat to Afghanistan's peace, stability and prosperity. And the growing arc of terrorist violence endangers our entire region. As such, support for Voices for Peace in Afghanistan alone is not enough. It must be backed by resolute action, not just against forces of terrorism, but also against those who support, shelter, train and finance them.
The Amritsar Declaration also called for early finalization of the draft Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism.
Afghanistan has been suffering from terrorism for years because several terror groups, including the Taliban, find shelter in Pakistan. To know more about what transpired at the Heart of Asia conference, our correspondent Ravi Khandelwal spoke with Ajay Sahani, an author and expert on counter-terrorism.
Mr. Sahani, terrorism remained the core issue of Heart of Asia conference, which concluded in Amritsar recently. So, why the entire focus was on terrorism?
Well, you see, the essential problem of instability in what you would call the Heart of Asia is terrorism. If you extract this one element from here, I think you would have a tremendous stability across the region, and all that the Heart of Asia conference seeks, not only to reinforce the conditions within Afghanistan, but to revive the cultural and civilizational linkages in the entire Heart of Asia region. All these would almost automatically come into being because there is so much of cultural continuity in this region and economic continuity in the region, which has been disrupted by this one critical element located in a very small part of this region and sourced from one country. So obviously this is the most important because it is the most disruptive element as far as this region is concerned.
In very straight words, the Afghan president told Pakistan to dismantle the terrorist camps which are existing in Pakistan, like Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba. These groups are actively working there in Pakistan. So will Pakistan act against these terrorist outfits?
You see, these words have been used again and again. Every major conference condemns terrorism. More and more international conferences have condemned the Pakistan role in terrorism, both on the Afghan side, on the Indian side, and internationally today. It is very, very clearly recognized that Pakistan is one of the principal sources of terrorism. And this has attracted tremendous condemnation from all sorts of people, not just the President of Afghanistan or Indian officials and the Indian Prime Minister, who has also spoken in the past very, very strongly on the issue. But unfortunately, unless you back words with very uncompromising action that will inflict tremendous costs on Pakistan for continuing its support to terrorism, Pakistan has demonstrated very clearly, despite enormous international pressure, despite specific American pressure, that it will not abandon its support to terrorism.
Will the United States change its policy, because now the new president will take over very soon? Will there be any change in policy against Pakistan?
You see, as far as the pre-election campaign and even before that, statements by Donald Trump are concerned regarding Pakistan, it is very clear that he is cognizant of the issue. He not only recognizes Pakistan's role in terrorism, the instability of the state, its very mischievous role in nuclear proliferation, the global threat it constitutes as far as its nuclear arsenal is concerned. These are things Donald Trump is aware of. He is an untested quantity. So one cannot say how he will actually approach the issue. But it must be very clear that there are tremendous anxieties today in Pakistan as far as the Donald Trump presidency is concerned. And there are apprehensions there, and I would say expectations here, that the American policy towards Pakistan will be very much less ambiguous than they have been under preceding regimes.
Despite facing global criticism, Pakistan continues to shelter dreaded terrorists in its territory. It not only poses a serious security concern in the region, but is a violation of human rights. We are now joined by Naveed Bashir, a human rights defender from Pakistan. Naveed is a researcher at Asian Human Rights Commission in Hong Kong. Mr. Naveed, the Pakistan-Afghanistan border remains a safe haven for terrorists. How do you assess the human rights situation out there?
नहीं, ये जैसे अफ़गानिस्तान और पाकिस्तान का आप कह रहे हैं, तो ये दोनों कंट्रीज़ में जो ये है टेररिज्म या वायलेंस है, ये तो इन दोनों कंट्रीज़ के लिए नॉट ओनली फॉर देम इट इज़ वेरी हॉरिबल, लेकिन पूरे रीजन के लिए. और ये रीजन से मतलब ये कि पूरे एशिया के लिए, अगर एशिया में से आप साउथ ईस्ट एशिया को निकाल लें और आप आगे पढ़ें फार ईस्ट तक, वो मिडिल ईस्ट और सेंट्रल एशिया, ये सारा इसकी ग्रिप में आ रहा है, क्योंकि यहाँ इनके आउटफिट्स बन गए. और आउटफिट्स इन लोगों की एक ज़माने में ज़रूरत थी, जैसे हमारी मिलिट्री की, कि वो जिहाद के नाम पर उन्होंने इनको बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग किया, बहुत तरबियत दी, और पर्टिकुलरली यूएसए अमेरिका ने बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, थ्रू सऊदी अरब किया और ख़ुद किया. अब ये सारे आउटफिट्स स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गए. ये इस पूरे एशिया के लिए बहुत ख़तरनाक है, नॉट ओनली फॉर एशिया बट आल्सो फॉर द अदर डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज़, जो कि हम देख रहे हैं कि फ्रांस में भी हो रहा है, यूएसए में भी हो रहा है, और कई मुल्कों में जो कि इसको प्रोमोट करता था सबसे ज़्यादा सऊदी अरब, वो भी अभी तक के बचा हुआ नहीं है. तो ये बहुत बड़ा है. और इसमें चूँकि हमारे पाकिस्तान से शुरू हुआ था, तो इसकी तो लपेट में सबसे ज़्यादा पाकिस्तान है. यहाँ आम इनोसेंट पर्सन्स वर द विक्टिम्स ऑफ दिस टेररिज्म, लेकिन उनको नहीं कुछ होता जिन्होंने इनको प्रोमोट किया था.
You spoke about Pakistan, where internal conflicts are going on in the provinces like Balochistan and Sindh. How do you look at the prevailing situation?
नहीं, ये तो बहुत ही डेंजरस हो गया है. ये बिल्कुल ऐसे पॉइंट ऑफ नो रिटर्न पे आ गया है, क्योंकि इनके राइट्स को कभी एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया गया. और चूँकि हमारे यहाँ पंजाब स्ट्रॉन्ग है और मिलिट्री इज़ फ्रॉम द पंजाब प्रोविंस, तो इसलिए वो पंजाब कि अपनी पोजीशन जो कि बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स पॉपुलेशन 52% पॉपुलेशन है पंजाब की, सारे रिसोर्सेज उन्होंने रखे हुए हैं, सारे रिसोर्स टैक्सेस कलेक्ट करते हैं प्रोविंसेस से और अपने पास। तो आज जो सिचुएशन है बलूचिस्तान की, सिंध की, ये बहुत ही डेंजरस सिचुएशन है। ये नहीं समझ रहे हैं कि ये किस तरफ लेकर जा रहा है। ये वो दौर बांग्लादेश वाला जो है वो रिपीट होगा, और हो सकता है पाकिस्तान के अंदर अगर कभी गॉड फॉरबिड मी अगर कभी कोई ब्रेकअप हुआ तो वो स्टार्ट होगा इधर से, आपके खैबर पख्तूनख्वा से, क्योंकि वो अफ़गान, दे क्लेम देमसेल्व्स एज अफ़गानीज़, और उनको वो देख रहे हैं कि हमारे भाई उधर भी मारे जा रहे हैं, इधर भी मारे जा रहे हैं। तो ये ऐसी ब्रेकिंग पॉइंट आ गई है कि जहाँ पे इनको लोगों के राइट ऑफ सेल्फ डिटर्मिनेशन देना पड़ेगा, राइट ऑफ रूल देना पड़ेगा कि भाई उनको दें। ये नहीं देते हैं क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ इन्वेस्टमेंट ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस पे होता है। अब आप देखें कि इस सिंस लास्ट जुलाई टू दिस जुलाई $5 बिलियन हमारे सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज पे दिए गए। $5 बिलियन अगर ये लोगों पे इन्वेस्ट करते तो इसका डिफरेंट रिजल्ट होता। अगर प्रोविंसेस को देते तो हम तो एक बॉइलिंग पॉइंट पर हैं।
Well, thank you, Mr. Naveed, for sharing your thoughts. Let's move to Bangladesh, where hundreds joined the protest against the killings of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. The protesters called on Nobel Committee to strip Suu Kyi of Peace Prize.
A large number of people protested in Dhaka against Myanmar's crackdown on ethnic Rohingya Muslims that has killed at least 86 people and forced 10,000 to flee. A group of poets from Bangladesh participated in the protest, displaying pictures of the Rohingya victims and criticized Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi for her inaction on the matter.
আমি আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি যারা মারা গেছে এবং প্রতিদিন যারা মারা যাচ্ছে এবং দিক বিদিক হারিয়ে ছুটে যাচ্ছে তাদের জন্য এই সুখী যে পুরস্কার পেয়েছে, আমি চাই এই সুখী পুরস্কার কেড়ে নেওয়া হোক।
Activists of Islami Andolon Bangladesh also joined the protest to express their support for their Rohingya brothers and demanded the closure of Myanmar's embassy in Bangladesh. Islami Andolon Bangladesh is one of the few Islamist parties with no representation in parliament.
মিয়ানমারের দূতাবাস থাকবে না। সংগ্রামী ভাইয়ের আমার, তাও যদি কাজ না হয় তাহলে ইসলামী আন্দোলন বাংলাদেশের সংগ্রামী আমির পীর সাহেব চরমনার নেতৃত্বে আগামী 18 ডিসেম্বর আমরা মিয়ানমার অভিমুখে লং মার্চ করে মিয়ানমারের মুসলমানের পাশে দাঁড়াতে চেষ্টা করব ইনশাআল্লাহ।
Bangladesh has stepped up patrols on the border to control the flood of refugees since the unrest erupted in Myanmar's western state of Rakhine in early October. More than 20,000 Rohingyas have taken refuge in Bangladesh in recent weeks.
The latest violence poses the biggest challenge so far to Suu Kyi's 8-month-old government. Moving on, India's ambitious target to increase solar power by 15 times will put it among the world leaders in the use of renewable energy. The government is making all efforts to protect environment with the use of renewable energy. We have a report.
India is rapidly shifting its focus from conventional energy towards the alternate sources of energy. The country, which aims to be a world leader in coming years in the arena of harnessing renewable sources of energy, has seen some major developments. Kamuthi Solar Plant in Tamil Nadu is built as the world's largest single-location solar project.
Before us, the largest solar power plant at a single location was in California in the US. That project was of 550 megawatt, which was completed in around 3 years. We were looking for setting up 648 megawatt solar power plant at a single location, and that also in less than a year. So since from the beginning, it was a big challenge which was there in front of us.
The plant was opened for services in the month of September 2016. Built by Adani Power in just 8 months in area of 2,500 acre, it has a perfect location for the solar power generation.
For such a mega size solar power plant, we require a huge patch of land also the good solar radiations and the proximity with port for logistics purpose. And all this we found at Kamuti in Tamil Nadu, and this was the beginning of how we started this project.
The solar farm is part of the Indian government's ambitious target to reduce carbon emissions by 33 to 35% and to produce 40% of its power by non-fossil fuels by 2030. The government has plans of increasing its solar energy by 15 folds in coming 6 years.
We plan to produce 11,000 megawatt of solar energy in the next 5 years, getting India on the global map of renewable energy.
The graph of solar power generation in India is rapidly going up, with several projects lined up and many sectors beginning to rely and adapt this form of energy.
Moving on to Nepal, where the anti-constitution agitation by Madhesis and Tharos last year led to the use of excessive force by security personnel. An inquiry commission tasked to investigate the atrocities is yet to start its probe.
Nepal promulgated a new constitution on 20th September 2015. It, however, failed to satisfy the Madhesis and Tharos, constituting 70% of the Terai population, who regarded the constitutional formation of 7 federal provinces as grossly unfair to them. Only 8 districts in the Terai region, from Saptari in the east to Parsa in the west, were given the status of a province. The remaining 14 are proposed to be joined with the hill districts with the sole purpose of converting the local people into a minority. The Madhesis and other minorities carried out protests demanding amendments to the constitution. However, security personnel used excessive force to suppress it. The army was also mobilized for this purpose. Over 50 persons, including security personnel, were killed during the month-long protests. Hundreds of persons were also injured. Nearly all Terai districts turned into warlike zones. To investigate the atrocities during the agitation, an inquiry commission was formed on September 2016, but it has yet to start its probe.
To know more about the Inquiry Commission, we are now joined by Girish Chandra Lal, Permanent Justice of Supreme Court of Nepal. Mr. Lal, what problems are you facing at the time of investigation?
वास्तविकता यह है कि हम लोग अभी तक इंक्वायरी के फेज में जा ही नहीं सके हैं। ये लगभग सितंबर महीना में ये आयोग का नोटिफिकेशन हुआ था और शपथ ग्रहण करने में ही लगभग 1 महीने का देरी हो गया, विभिन्न कारण से देरी हो गया। और उसके बाद हम लोग अपना ऑफिस एस्टेब्लिश किए। ऑफिस एस्टेब्लिश करने के बाद फिर हमें स्टाफ चाहिए, लॉजिस्टिक सपोर्ट चाहिए और विभिन्न तरह का जो सपोर्ट चाहिए वह पूरा करने के प्रयास में हम लोग लगे हुए हैं और सरकार के तरफ से भी वो प्रक्रियागत रूप से प्रयास हो रहा है। लेकिन अभी तक वो इंक्वायरी का जो प्रॉपर फेज है उसमें हम लोग प्रवेश नहीं कर सके हैं। अभी आज ही के दिन में हम लोगों ने एक डिसीजन किया है कि नेक्स्ट वीक से वो ये एग्रीव्ड जो हैं, जो पीड़ित पक्ष हैं, उन लोगों के द्वारा जो कंप्लेन यहाँ रजिस्टर किया जाएगा वो हम लोग अगले सप्ताह से प्रारंभ करने वाले हैं।
Do you think you can complete the task in given time frame?
उसी समय के अंदर ये इंक्वायरी का काम पूरा करना थोड़ा कठिन होगा, इसलिए कि ये ऑफिस एस्टेब्लिश करने में ही और लॉजिस्टिक सपोर्ट जुटाने में ही जो समय लग रहा है वो समय उसमें बढ़ाना पड़ेगा। वो सारे प्रक्रियागत रूप से अभी चल रहा है, उसका वो पूरा हो जाएगा। जब से हम लोग ये इंक्वायरी का काम स्टार्ट करेंगे उस समय से जो समय हम लोगों के लिए आबद्ध किया गया है उसमें पूरा करने का हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे।
Afghanistan, a country that has been torn between war and lawlessness, is seeing a ray of hope in saffron cultivation. The industry was revived by refugees returning from Iran in the 1990s, and much work has gone into establishing Afghan saffron as an international brand. We have a report.
Known to have been cultivated in what is now Afghanistan at least 2,000 years ago, saffron is well suited to the dry climate, heavily labor-intensive but requiring little sophisticated machinery or capital. The harvest is a tricky operation that begins in October and lasts just 3 weeks before the delicate flowers begin to die. Women of Afghanistan, who are often restricted to the walls of the homes, are real beneficiaries of this cultivation, as they are really playing an important role in the growth story of Afghanistan without going against the conventions of the society.
پیاز که اینا که پیاز بگیرم از به دیاقین توزیع کنه دولت دیاقین دستی به کار میشه با خانومم دستی به کار میشه چون زور همی کار زعفران خانوما پیش میبرم از گل چیدن تا حتی پیاز پاک کردن تا به حتی گل خود پیاز هم که کشت میکنم زور زنا کمک میکنم به اونا دیگه خیلی کمک برای خانوما زور خانوما دستی به کار میشه.
One of the most expensive spice in the world, saffron sells for as much as $1,200 to $1,800 a kilogram and has long been seen as an alternative crop to opium poppies for poor farmers in Afghanistan, a country which is struggling with the legacy of decades of war and lawlessness. Afghanistan produces around 4 tons of the spice per year, a figure dwarfed by more than 200 tons Iran produces. But it is a rare bright spot in an economy struggling to get to its feet. Afghan saffron industry has grown and is establishing a reputation for quality in a market still dominated by neighboring Iran.
زعفران افغانستان تا جایی که شواهد در دست داریم رسما به فرانسه از آدرس اروپا اگر صحبت بکنیم به سویدن به فرانسه به آلمان به ایالات متحده آمریکا به چین به ترکیه به هند امارات عربی و سایر کشورها صادر شده و به هر کشور خوشبختانه صادر شده در پی از او مقدار بیشتر از اون چیزی که انتظار می‌رفته تقاضا شده.
However, there are major challenges for Afghanistan market in commercially taking a leap forward. Iran remains a fierce competitor, which accounts for almost 90% of the global production. The other challenge is opium, far and away Afghanistan's biggest export, which the United Nations estimates is worth some $3 billion a year in Afghanistan.
Now let's talk about creativity on sand. At the recently held International Sand Festival 2016, many participants contested at Puri Beach in India's Odisha state. Witnessed by thousands, this festival has already achieved a lot of success and fame across the globe.
Modeling sand into an artistic form, artists from around the world gathered at Chandrabagha Beach near Puri city to showcase their magical work on sand. A total of 68 contestants participated in the 6th International Sand Festival to battle it out in the race for creativity on sand. The 5-day-long event had a daily changing theme, not just to test the creative horizons of participants, but also to make aware and motivate people about prevailing issues.
We are building universal access to all, meaning handicapped, and I tried to incorporate everyone in my sculpture, a woman with child, handicap, a blind person, and you know, we have all kinds of people here, yeah, mixture of people and happy faces everywhere. So it's a great event here in Odisha, so come on down.
Not just the participants but visitors from across the world also thronged the festival. The unconventional art form gave goosebumps to the common people who were thrilled at the artist's creativity.
And I'm totally surprised and amazed after seeing the artists and all the different kind of arts here and different kind of sand monuments which have been created here.
Master of Indian sand art credited for creating the craze and charisma of the art on the global map was enthralled at the way the event was organized by the Odisha Tourism Department.
जो आर्टिस्ट जो है वो उसका क्रिएटिविटी को प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं इस फेस्टिवल में और लास्ट ईयर जैसे 5,20,000 लोग विजिटर्स आए थे देखने के लिए तो इस साल जो विजिटर्स की संख्या बहुत बढ़ रहा है तो इसलिए बहुत खुशी है कि इतने सारे लोगों में इस बढ़ा हुआ है सैंड आर्ट के लिए क्योंकि यूजुअली लोग सैंड आर्ट जो है वो न्यूज़पेपर और इनमें देखते हैं क्योंकि हर टाइम एक साथ में देखने नहीं मिलता है तो ये एक ऐसा फेस्टिवल है जहाँ पर एक साथ में इतने सारे स्कल्पचर को देखने मिलता है.
The festival proved to be an event bringing people from all spheres and all geographical boundaries together.
With the kind of excitement and joy it brought, the festival certainly deserves to grow at an even better pace. With that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Till then, goodbye.